everyone. Today's practice is for my absolute beginners or those of you that are a little more stiff and you have a hard time in yoga classes, or maybe being a little less flexible is keeping you from attending yoga classes. There's so many ways of practice, and today I want to show you how to use a chair to help with flexibility in your poses. Let's get started. First pose in the sequence is Uthitta Trikonasana, extended triangle pose. You can see that I have a chair. It's facing towards you guys, which means it's just barely behind me. I'm gonna have my hands onto my hips and take the feet wide apart. You want to bring your right foot in front of the chair, okay? And I am mirroring you guys. From there, lift the front of your left foot and turn the toes in. Then turn your right foot all the way out. Be fairly close to the chair. So you may have to, like I'm doing, you may have to come just a little further back. Then press through your left heel, move the front of the left thigh back, press through your right big toe ball of the foot, right inner heel right here, and pull the thighs and the kneecaps up. So we're raising the ground so you don't have to go down so low, so that you can keep the actions of your legs, keep your joints stable, and then reach the arms. Keep pressing into your left heel. Inhale, and then while you exhale, reach to the right, and then bring your right hand down on the seat of your chair. And then you can just rest your left hand on your hip. Once you're here, go back and press into your left heel. Move the front of the left thigh back. Press through your right inner heel. Look down and see, did you bend your leg in the process? Lift the outer thigh up, kneecap up, thigh up, and stay right here. If this becomes comfortable as you stay, you can drop down towards your elbow. Keep the chest up. Then to come up, left arm reaches up towards the ceiling. And then pressing into the back heel, bring yourself all the way out. Turn your feet forward, put your hands on your hips, and bring yourself back to center. Padottasana. We're going to move our chair to the other side, to the left side, with the seat facing your back. Stand in the center of your mat, put your hands on your hips, step the feet wide apart. Left foot should go basically between the two legs of your chair. Line up your feet. Then turn your right toes in, turn your left foot, left knee, left thigh, all the way out. And as before, push through your right heel, push through the inner edge of your left foot, pull the thighs and the kneecaps up, then spread the arms. Inhale, and then while you exhale, reach to the left and bring your hand onto the seat of your chair. For now, put your right hand on your hip. Look down and adjust. Maybe the knees rolling forward, maybe the leg bent. As you keep your back heel stable, lift the front of your thigh and lift the kneecap, press through the inner heel, and just pause right here. See how this is. And then if it's comfortable, if it's coming along, you could always drop down towards your elbow. You may even play now with taking your hands onto your shin. Or you can stay right up here. And then from there, top arm goes to the ceiling, legs are straight, stable. Inhale, and come all the way up. And then bring your feet back together. Now, speaking of stability, make sure you check out my other video for beginners, especially if you have a hard time being stable when you take your feet wide apart. I'm going to post that one right here. Next pose is Uthitta Parsvokonasna, or extended side angle pose. We're using the chair the same way that we did for Uthitta Trikonasana. Have your hands on your hips and step the feet wide apart. Look down, parallel your feet. Lift the front of your left foot, turn the foot in. Turn your right foot, right knee, right thigh, all the way out. Strongly press through your outer left heel, left thigh, pressing back. Then lifting the chest, spread the arms. Now you're going to bend your right leg moving your inner thigh towards your knee as you go down into the pose, and then bring your hand onto the seat of the chair. Pause here. See if you can soften and relax your inner thigh towards your knee. Keep pressing through your back heel. Then maybe you can come down all the way onto your forearms. And then from there, keep the legs stable. Take the top arm towards the ceiling, turn and extend overhead. As the side body extend, look to see that your outer heel is pressing on the left and your inner thigh is lengthening towards the knee. It's not shrinking back towards your body. And then lift the top arm and you'll come all the way out. Turn the feet forward and walk back to Tadasana. Side 2. Now we'll take the chair to the left. Much like before, we're going to have the feet together, hands on hips, and we're going to separate the feet wide apart. And then lift the front of the right foot, turn the right foot in, turn the left foot all the way out, knee turning out, thigh turning out, outer hips into the body. Spread the arms. Inhale, and as you exhale, press through your right heel, start to bend the left leg, move from the thigh to the knee, sit well in the pose, and bring your hand onto the seat of the chair, right hand on the hip. You can really lean into that chair so that it gives you a chance to lengthen the inner thigh, soften that groin, and really build that flexibility that so many of us were tight in our inner thighs. Here we can work on that. And then you can drop on to your forearm, getting closer and closer to the classical shape of the pose. Take the right arm up, turn it, and lifting and reach over. As the arm extends, keep pressing through your right heel and keep opening this inner thigh towards the knee. Take a breath. Take the top arm up. Inhale and bring yourself back up. Then turn your feet forward and come all the way back to Tadasana. So our last standing pose in this series is Prasarita Padottasana. It's a wide-legged standing forward bend. So you will use your chair again because the forward bending along with the feet stepping so wide apart can be intense on the thighs at first, especially on the back of the thighs, the hamstrings. So we're just using the chair to lessen the range of motion a little bit. So I'm going to have the chair directly in front of me. And then standing with the feet quite wide. This is the widest of the standing poses. Look down, parallel your feet. Be very mindful with that. And look to see that your toes point directly ahead. Again, you're lifting the front of the thighs. Take your hands to your hips and point the elbows back. Press into your heels, lift the chest, and then with an exhalation, come forward, bending at the hips. And then just place your hands on the chair. Move your chair forward or back so that your shoulders and your wrists basically line up. And start with the arms straight right here. Lift the front of the thighs, and from the center of the thigh, press back. So it's not just jamming your knees back, and it's not pushing right up against the top of your hamstrings where it can be quite intense. But the middle of the thighs can take that pressure. And stay right here, take a few breaths. Rather than dropping into the chair with the arms bent, lengthen your spine forward, take your shoulders back, and elongate the sides of your waist. And then after a few breaths, you can bring your elbows and your forearms onto the seat of the chair, and then you'll quickly decide if it's too low for you, and you can go straight back up into this position. But if the back of the thighs allows it and you can stay here, then work on that front thigh to the back thigh action, lengthening the spine, taking a few breaths, abdomen draws in and up. And then if you're still doing well, you can cross your forearms and soften and relax your head to rest on your arms. And just take a few breaths here. See how this feels. The pose actually becomes really meditative, really pacifying if you're able to take the head to rest on your arms, or sometimes you can just take a block on top of the seat of the chair. So even though your legs are working, your back is even working, your head can calm down, the eyes can close. You're just here for a few little breaths, feeling the back body opening, expanding, working on the lift of the kneecaps, stabilizing the legs without gripping anywhere in the face. And then when you're ready, you lift the head and straighten the arms onto the seat of the chair. Take your hands to your hips and come all the way back up. And then bring your legs all the way back together for Tadasana. If you're enjoying this content so far, please remember to hit like and subscribe. If you have any questions or there are poses that you'd like me to break down for you, I would love to hear from you in the comments. Next, we're going to move into Savasana, but with support. Again, we're bringing the chair into play, and all you have to do is sit facing your chair and lie down on your mat. So just go down onto your elbows and bring the calves to rest onto the seat of the chair. Take your time. You don't have to drop back. You're just going to take the back of the calves on the chair. Let the heels be wherever they need to be, but take your feet wide to the corners. And then from there, just lie back down. Now it's always good to adjust. So lifting the buttocks up a little bit, lengthening the lower back. Of course, you'd like to have a little softness behind the head. Just take a blanket, a pillow. Maybe even you'd like to have a blanket or something soft on the seat of your chair. All of those are wonderful additions to make your practice softer, since we're going into that deep relaxation of Shavasana. This is really nice, a good way to practice Shavasana, especially if you have a tight lower back or if you get some back pain. It puts the lower back in a mild traction. The abdomen can release down. So there's a real sense of space and softness that can come into the back. And just because your knees and your legs are elevated, it's very quieting, calming, restorative for the mind. As you stay here, relax your arms, relax your shoulders, relax the whole entire face, and just take a few soft breaths. Let the body rest. Let your breathing become calm and even. And feel the back opening, melting into the ground. And just let gravity to hold you. Let go of any tension. And then when you're ready, just bring your legs a little closer to you. Bring your knees towards your chest. Roll onto your side. And push with your hands to bring you up. was it for today. Namaste.